Hi.
What's up?
How are you doing?
It is a wild Monday. It's a wild Monday, but it's good.
Listen, if people only knew what was happening only like, I don't know,
5 minutes ago.
even a minute ago, a second ago, there was like, okay, and do this, and wait, what? What's happening? Okay, wait, did it? Okay, all right, go. Okay,
Yeah.
no, okay.
Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3. You're on.
Right, 1, 2, 3, go. Like, it's just like,
Look, it's all good. It's all good.
it was like one thing after the other. Okay, but we're on now. We are absolutely live. What's up, Deanna? What's up, Nikki B? How are you doing? Okay, so we are going to talk about this series that we're doing is titled "She's on Fire," and this gives us an opportunity to really talk about. Listen, I'm gonna just say it. There's so much BS in regards to the coaching industry out there right now, and I'm 100%. Hey, what's up? I am 100% against the BS. I want people to get real, live, true to life coaching that's actually going to move their business forward.
Mhm.
And I've been in a long-term relationship with Shanel now.
We're the dating phase.
We're past the dating phase now. Like we're actually in a long-term relationship. We'll be together
Right.
another year.
Right.
So I thought it'd be great to start off showing people that obviously have been with me for a little bit, and then even people who have been with Firebrand for just a couple of days, just to show them what that process looks like. And whether you want to work with Firebrand and Fire Savvy, or whether you're looking for a coach, there are certain things you just should be getting. And so we kind of want to set the bar like this is the level of expectation. And so we want to talk about that, and not only from what I offer, but what Shanel offers, and what anybody who basically comes into our stratosphere, what they really should be looking forward to doing and getting and everything. So, hey girl, hey.
Hey girl. What's up, girl?
So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna introduce you, and then I'm gonna let you introduce me.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
I think. Wait, I don't need these. I'm not even on the phone.
You're not even using them.
I'm not even on the phone. Okay. So, like I said, there was some running around prior to us getting online.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I'm going to introduce Shanel Evans. So Shanel Evans is a powerhouse, quite honestly, when it comes to the whole social media marketing world. And the reason I really, want to be so clear about that is you have a lot of people who like, oh, I'll do your post for you and earn that DFY and all that other space. But quite honestly, you can post every day. And if your post is crap, it's crap.
Right.
If it doesn't connect, it doesn't connect. And if you cannot leverage your marketing to do what it's supposed to do, which is increase awareness, increase engagement, and actually increase sales, if it cannot get people to the point where they want to talk to you about what you offer, if they don't know what you do, who your dream client is, why they want to talk to you, then your social media isn't doing its job.
Correct.
Right. And so, yes, you can get any high schooler to go and post for you. Hell, they can even show you how to drop it like it's hot on TikTok. But until you have someone who can actually show you a strategy that's going to turn your social media into what it's supposed to be there for your business, which is actual power, awareness, engagement, and then, of course, people wanting to work with you, then you don't have a strategist. You got somebody who's posting for you, period, the end. Shanel shows you how to handle all of that. So that way you show up on social media like the badass that you are, with a real strategy that connects directly to your dream client. She helps you do 6 months of powerhouse social media in just 6 days with her socially savvy mansion retreats, which are fire. I've been to them.
Yes.
And as well, she is the co-founder of what we do together, which is Fire Savvy. And Fire Savvy is our mastermind events that helps people 10x their business in a year. And of course, we have some crazy, ridiculous goal of how are we going to go ahead and make 25 millionaires in a year.
Yeah.
That's what I got. It's on you, Shanel.
Yes. If you are just tuning in to Miss Dawnna St. Louis's page, you are in for a treat. Miss Dawnna, she don't even need the full name. You know how like Janet Jackson, you just go by Janet or by Beyonce. Dawnna is a powerhouse. I don't even think entrepreneur is the right word. I'm gonna say revenue generator, revenue acceleration coach. She has a background in pretty much every industry, but her claim to fame is that she was homeless when she was 19. She literally just transformed her mindset and built and sold a $250 million tech business. I met Dawnna 2 years ago through a post. It was the best kept secret. She just went in on me. I felt like she was just like peeking in like this into what was going on in my business. If you are an expert and you feel like you're the best kept secret. And from then, when I tell you, she takes businesses and has like this really cool way, an uncanny way of being able to peek inside your business, peek inside your expertise, spit it back out in a way that is actually revenue generating and profitable. We did a messaging to 6-week masterclass, and from that $1,500 masterclass, almost 2 years ago, I have literally transformed the way I think about my business, but also how I show up and attract clients into the business. So I'm excited because she is also the co-founder of the Fire Savvy Mastermind Experience. And you're about to learn a little bit more about what she does, what I do, and how we help our clients.
And what you should be expecting as well from a coaching relationship, quite honestly.
Absolutely.
Like, no, not everybody is as awesome as we are, but you should be in a coaching relationship where it's not just a container. It should be something that there is this significant growth, as well as they're looking at what areas should you be growing in, and how are you putting people, how is your coach getting you into rooms, giving you ideas, making you look at your whole business differently. And then the other thing I really want people to think about, and I think this is so critical, Shanel, because it's two halves of the same, it's two sides of the same coin, is the difference between having an overall coach versus having a specific coach in one area.
Yeah.
There is a big difference between what Shanel and I do, and it's kind of interesting because we see where people screw up based on even choosing.
Yep, absolutely. I literally just had this conversation with someone today about when you have like a general coach. It's almost like when you go to your general practitioner. They can get you, they can get you pretty good. They can get you healthy, but like if you have cancer, you're going to an oncologist. If you have, a heart, you're going to a cardiologist. So having a physician that knows and can specialize in a lot of things, but then know when to say, time out, you need to go here. Time out, you need to go there.
Yep. And what I see, and I'll tell you one thing that I see that people do a lot, and I know this has happened to you, and I think it's a great place for us to start, is a lot of times people will be like, I'm going to go over here to this podiatrist. And I'm like, babe, but you having a problem with your uterus.
Right. But that's my girl, though. That's my friend.
Right. But I see them like, yeah, they can work the hell out of that foot, but they not really going to help you with your uterus, right? And so a lot of times what I see is people will go to a specialist when that's not the problem they're running into.
Yeah.
Now, I know that happens to you a lot, especially in the social media area.
I think a lot of times people think that social media is like that magic pill, right? But I always joke, like, you can't put a lipstick on a pig if your offer is not solid. If you haven't thought about what that pricing looks like, if you don't have a framework and methodology, yeah, we can get you some visibility, but then what happens on the back end? And that's why we work together beautifully, because you help structure that piece of it.
Right. And then the thing is what are they looking at? So let me go ahead and say, hey, to some of our peeps, because y'all just don't know this is what's happening. So there's Carmela. What's up, Carmela? Carmela helps attorneys turn their website basically into a cash generating machine.
Yes.
By instead of having you just have that website that's sitting out there that's kind of static, she actually says, wait a minute. If you're an attorney and you want to get way more consultations, and you want to get that on repeat, let me show you how to do that. And it's brilliant. Deani Winter Funday is an attorney. She runs the Immigration Law Academy. She helps people who are notarios and people who are document preparers. She helps them actually be more profitable in that business by leveraging a lot of things that they can do in the legal world. Then of course we have Nikki B. Jules, who is also known as my like part-time stylist.
Right.
But Nikki B. Jules also helps people who are usually like the first time entrepreneurs in their business. People who are probably the first people who will ever get to 1 million, the people who are be the first ones that don't feel like they have to go and get somebody's job and be corporate colonized. She helps them really recognize their dreams of becoming an entrepreneur. She's absolutely fantastic with people who are first starting out. And then I'm going to go over here to Ailika. You want to introduce Ailika a little bit? I know what Ailika does in regards to weight loss, but you want to talk about Ailika?
Yeah, Alika it takes women that are in the process of losing over 100 pounds. And they're business women, they're entrepreneurs, and they are struggling to release the weight, the excess weight, not just from a physical standpoint, a mindset standpoint, so they can show up more powerfully in their business.
Yep. And then, of course, we have Patrice Garrison. What's up, girl? So Patrice Garrison, besides being a part of now the Fire Savvy family and the Firebrand family, what Patrice does is she handles everything from what does your sales message look like online? How are you showing up online from a social perspective? How are you actually leveraging hunting and sales in order to close more deals? She handles the whole thing from beginning to end. Absolutely amazing addition to the whole Fire Savvy team. And I just want to give a shout out to Kristen. So if you guys are like, well, dang,
we run deep, we travel deep.
Look, why are they calling out those people? All of those people are part of the Firebrand family and Fire Savvy, right? So they've coached with us, but your coach should know you like that. Like they should be able to talk about your business, who your ideal client is, and everything. And I know a lot of people who get coaches are just getting informational products and calling it coaching.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So with that, I did want to go back to, so you have people who have come to you and they're like, okay, you had a done for you service for a while there.
Right? Yep, I had an agency service, and it got to be really frustrating, to be honest, because what you have is that you have clients who, literally would just kind of pop up a billboard and say, yo, I'm about to be a coach. I'm an expert. I have this service. And although it's typically not the job of a social media manager, a social media business strategist to dig into people's business, but because I have a business background, I can dig into people's business. They come and they want to just turn it over and say, hey, like, make me visible, get me clients, help me. And sometimes there's holes in the business. Okay, we're getting all this visibility, but where are we taking people to? We're taking people to a framework that doesn't exist. We're taking people to a coaching program that hasn't gotten proven results. And so, being able to really just kind of taking a time out and say, not just is this frustrating, but you need to go back to the drawing board as a client to flesh out some things from a business standpoint so that your social media presence can be more powerful and can create messaging that attracts more clients.
Yeah, people don't know what they want, but they expect marketing to fix it all, right?
Right.
And here's the one thing, that if the structure of your business is bad and you put it out there and you put your business out there on social media, all you're doing is amplifying how crap your business is.
Absolutely. And spending money to do it.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a whole lot of money to let y'all know how busted this really is.
Right.
And so, yeah, a lot of times people will come to you and they'll want, like, I just need you to put my social media out here for me and get me a whole bunch of sales. But in truth, they don't know
it does not work that way.
Right. They're not clear on their expertise.
No.
You said that. They're not clear on their expertise at all. They don't have a solid, big viral promise. You ask them, like, well, what do you do? And they're like, well, let me tell you in these 5 paragraphs. Be like,
right.
Like, exactly. In one sentence.
Just happened to me in the DMs yesterday. I said, okay, let's chat about your ideal client. If I was going to refer somebody to you, who would that person be? And it was a long DM. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like that person even exists. So not only is it long and drawn out, have you ever even met somebody that fits into that criteria?
Right. And here's one. I'm actually gonna pull up one.
Okay.
I was talking to someone just the other day, and I said, tell me what you do. Now, I'm not gonna say her name, so don't worry about that. But what she gave me was so long, and I said, you really need to whittle this down, because at the end of the day, no one really knows what you do. You do
Right.
entirely too many things. And I think that's what people don't understand. So here's her. She goes, I am a service provider, speech coach. I provide graphic design, video recording, production services. I get I help people be seen, be heard. I also handle their social media. I understand what's going on in their business so that way I can help them engage in their community. I help them with basically she's saying their big viral promise. I identify their ideal client. And I'm like,
A
can
lot.
you tell me just
A lot.
what do you do? I don't know if you're doing marketing. I don't know if you're doing business coaching. Like you talking about you doing video editing and
Yeah.
recording, but you're helping them
Yeah.
with their messaging. But I'm like,
A
what do you do?
lot. That's a lot.
Right.
And it's pulling from different skill sets. And when I meet people like that present like that, one, most people have a really short attention span. So by the time you get to like comma number 3 or 4, people are like, okay, whatever. Or I assume that you are not an expert in one particular area.
Right. If you have too many commas in your expertise, you have no commas in your bank account. Like I can tell you that straight up. So let's talk a little bit about your business. So you were doing DFY and then you had like a burn down moment.
Yeah, I did. And it probably was now just about a year or so ago. I was in the process of planning one of my socially savvy domination mansion retreats, but I also had done for you clients who it was literally like pulling teeth trying to either get good content or pulling teeth just to say, hey, like, tell me a little bit about your client. Tell me a little bit about, like, let me help you create a message. Let me help you create that. The other thing that was really frustrating is that you're constantly chasing done for you clients. You are constantly chasing gigs. You're constantly like doing this song and dance of why, it's so important for you to have somebody on your team on retainer. And not that there's anything wrong with done for you agency work, but what I also recognize is that you have to know why I have to be very clear what my expertise is, but I also have to really think about what do my clients come to me for? They were not coming to me for done for you work and being tied to the keyboard. They were coming to me for strategy. They were coming to me for coaching. They were coming to me for content ideas and how to generate content that brings in more clients. And so taking a real hard look at my business of why I was burnt out, but then also saying, yeah, this ain't really where it's at for me.
And
this is not really, I don't want to grow this. I don't want to scale it. I want to, really lean into other areas of my expertise and that strategy and that brain piece of it. Full transparency. I text Dawnna on a Tuesday. I'll never forget. I would remember exactly. And I texted her, it was like, I'm about to burn my whole business down. And this was after hosting. Yeah, and this is after I hosted that, my 6ix-Figure mansion retreat. So she like, wait a minute, boo, like you can't burn everything down.
Right? I was like, hold on.
Right.
Wait, hey girl, hey. Like listen, this is me. I'm like, hello?
Right.
So when you say burn, like let's define what burn looks like. Like, is this like we getting the gas and we doing the whole thing, or we just getting a little Raid can with a lighter? Like, what we doing?
Yeah. So we literally took a Raid can to several areas of my business, areas that I shouldn't have been working in, areas that were burning me out, but areas where my clients were not getting from me the best.
So let's talk about that. And this is, I want to make sure that we're putting this out there. So first part, there's 2 parts I want to share. Here's the first part. Number 1, if the first thing you're doing as a service provider is done for you and you want to scale, not grow is a financial thing. Grow is all about revenue. But if you want to scale your business, I will tell you right now that it is extremely difficult, if not damn near impossible, to scale your business in a done for you environment without taking a significant financial hit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's the thing with done for you work. And again, it works for some, it just did not work for me. So I don't want people in my DMs like I'm bashing this. It's not that I'm doing that. I'm talking about what worked for me. But what I also found is that you literally are in this financial loop. Okay, I got this awesome client, but now I have to hire, a team to be able to fulfill the contract. Well, I really don't want to hire a team because now, can't afford to pay myself and the profits start to whittle. So then you're like, well, I'll just do the work. and you just end up in this constant burnout, this constant loop.
Yep. So if you are going to do done for you, I strongly recommend never starting your agency at done for you at all. Done for you agencies, I'm telling you right now, if you want to scale your business, it becomes extremely difficult. And what you would have to do, by the way, if you have it done for you, is you have to bring in more clients than you can actually take on, and you have to be able to hire quickly. And then those people, but now you don't have time to really train them and coach them up to get them to where you want to be. So you're going to spend a good 3 to 6 months completely. You're going to be working 16 to 18 hours a day for 3 to 6 months just to catch up and scale a DFY. I'm not saying that's impossible. I'm saying, damn, it's going to be really, really, really hard. Right. And then because here's the thing, you got to sell, you got to hire, you got to produce,
train,
right? You got to train,
right?
All of that. But you still got to be selling, hiring, and producing all this time. That machine can't stop. So DFY is very, very hard to scale. And that's why I tell people all the time, when you're getting into the coaching industry and service provider industry, especially, I was just talking to someone today, they are not paying you for this. They are paying you for this.
Right.
Get your fingers off the keyboard. And I've had clients straight up, I'm like, listen, when you're on the phone with a client, I need you to take your keyboard. I need you to turn it off, and I need you not to touch it. I need you to like write. And people think I'm messing with them. I'm like, I need you to write on paper. Because you are not doing anything with that. You can write it on paper. And I have books, as you know, giant books that I'm like, you can write in one of these. This is what you can write in, and that is it. And we're so clear about that, because when you are running a DFY, it will burn you out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know there's probably, Bianca said that she left, I burned hers to the ground last year. Kirsten said that she burned out in her agency as well. It is a grind. It takes a different skill set, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there is a time when you can do DFY. And one of the things that I tell people, quite honestly, is build up your coaching program, coach people. And when you find that there are gaps that they have in their business, then hire specifically to fulfill that gap. And then what I do specifically is I go, okay, my clients have this gap. One of those gaps might be like, I tell them, listen, I need you to post to social media 7 times a day. And they're like, girl, what?
I heard you say 7, but you probably meant 1.
You ain't mean 7. You meant 1 time 7 days a week, right? And I'm like, no, I meant 7 times a day. So then when they hear that and they go, Dawnna, I can't do that. Now I got to find someone. Then I can say, no, don't worry. We have a DFY portion that you can add to your program. But I have a whole agency now that I can hire that does that works through us, right? Or so whatever they tell us. But notice that that's not what I led with. I didn't lead with doing it for people. I led with, let me coach you. Let's recognize where your gaps are, and then let's fill in those gaps as needed.
Yep, absolutely. So it doesn't become a roadblock for you actually fulfilling the plan and the strategy that we implement for you.
Right. Yep. And so that's a big part of it. So, okay. So we went beyond the burn down, and I just want you to
burn down. I don't smell like smoke. So
don't smell like smoke. So there's life after a burn down.
There is life after a burn down. But I will say this, Bianca said it, Kirsten said it. If you're in that process, don't do it alone. Don't do it by yourself. The reason why I don't smell like smoke is because I had guidance. I had somebody that helped me navigate it. I had somebody that was skilled to look at my business, look at the personality, look at the expertise, and help me move through it. Don't do that by yourself. Don't do it by yourself at all. Get a coach. Get a coach that's going to help guide you through that burnout period.
Right. And there are a couple of things that you said that I want to make sure that people heard. She did not say that she's like, so I went to the message board, right?
Right.
She didn't say, what's up, Deanna? Deanna is also a Fire Savvy insider as well as a Fire brand member. And Deanna specifically works with people who they're like, listen, I have an amazing group and I want to monetize that group. I don't know how to do it. I also am absolutely brilliant at what I want to do, but I want to know how can I leverage other people's audiences for higher points of revenue while also giving value to those audiences. She's absolutely amazing what she does. And she has an event coming up in Cancun, April 24th through the 28th.
Ish.
It sounds
Drop
like
it in the
right.
comment, Dawnna.
All I know is I'm gonna be there. And
Yes.
so is Shanel, and so is Patrice. Okay, so anyway, so if y'all like, I need to know how to get there, well, then you need to hit up Deanna. So let's keep talking. So notice that Shanel did not say I sent up smoke signals or I waited until my next call with Dawnna on Friday or until there was a group to get in.
No, it was an immediate text. I didn't wait for the next masterclass.
Right. Which meant that you had to have something. I think, what do we call it? Oh, my phone number.
I had access and your phone number. Yes. Yeah. And that's the other thing. You gotta have access, especially because from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, 2022 took people, chewed them up and spit them out. Right. And in a lot of cases, we are kind of, in that period where people are a little prideful, right? They're like I did burn my business down. I'm trying to regain it. Like, how do I move around it? I have access to be able to text and say, yo, like, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? Hey, I'm about to negotiate this contract. How should I do it? So you got to have that access.
Yeah, I was really surprised. So here's the thing. I got into coaching because I actually got mad. I got mad because I was doing fine in my business. I had a coach. I've had coaches from the time I started. So when people are always like, well, how did you build a $250 million business not knowing anything? I knew I didn't know shit. So like I didn't know anything. I was homeless. Like, I can tell you how to make a fire outside, but how to use your clothes to stay warm when it's cold and that snakes fall on your car when you're sleeping in the woods. But what I couldn't tell you was how to build a $250 million business. So I had coaches and mentors from jump. I've always had them. I've never not had them. But at the same point, I had that Silicon Valley mentality where when somebody would say, I don't have a coach, they'd be like, oh my God, are things okay? Like, are you money tight? You don't, so how do you, like, they look at you like you're crazy if you don't have a coach. So I always had the mentality of, yes, I need to have a coach. So yeah, I think that's a big deal. And people miss that part. They miss the value of coaching. And what I found was that we have bastardized coaching by saying, I put together this informational product that you can go watch. That's not coaching. That's a library.
Yeah,
right?
That's a course, right? Right, a library.
That's a course. That's a course. Coaching is, even if you go watch that informational product, that then you still can come back and go, hey, I'm over here watching module 3, minute 4, second 28. And you said blah, 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 blah. Can you clarify? People can even get clarification and they're calling that coaching. That is not coaching. Coaching is not waterboarding you at content. Coaching is literally saying to Tom Brady, you are pivoting your foot too much to the inside. And that's why when you throw, you're going across your body. I need you to correct that. It is someone who is standing on the outside of the jar, looking in and saying, this is what you don't see that I can see clearly. Let me help you. And I have experience and expertise to notice, by the way, that you are pivoting that foot too much.
Exactly. Because if you're busy throwing, you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if you're busy, if you are literally in the thick of it, or even if you're really good with, people always assume that there's something wrong, when you have a coach, or that you're like on your last. No, you want to get it when you are Tom Brady and you want those little tweaks, right?
Right. My favorite is people who go, well, I'm just starting. So, and I'm like, and this is when you want to coach. Don't wait until you go out there and mess up. That's my favorite.
Exactly. When you hit 5 years in, no.
I'm going to go mess up and get broke. And then I'm going to come back when I got no money.
Right.
So the thing that people do, though, is they go and they self-diagnose their business, right? They're already in the jar, and now they're looking around in the jar, defining what's wrong in the jar when they can't even see clearly, and they can't read the label from in the jar. Right. And so they'll say, well, clearly I need marketing help. clearly I need sales help. Or my favorite, clearly I need a VA. And I'm like,
Yes, clearly.
clearly you don't. Right. And so I am what you would call a business acceleration coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I specifically work with people who want to turn their expertise, whether they want to be a speaker, a coach, a service
Mm-hmm.
provider, and I help them turn that expertise into money. And there's specifically 12 areas that they have to look at. Now, when they get to an area that is broken, for example,
Mm-hmm.
let's say they get all the way around, like we have your expertise, we have your ideal client, we have your product, we have your offer, we have your pricing,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get around to marketing, then I'll say, this is where you go and get a marketing expert because now you actually have something to put out, right?
Right.
This
A
is where
solid foundation.
right. Yeah. So then I'm like, and now you need to work with Shanel because
Yeah.
you have this solid foundation. And then you go work with Shanel, and Chanel's like, here's the post that you should be putting up, here's the messages you should be
Mm-hmm.
doing, and all that is laid down. And then she has, we got this magical little person in the background that has a team, and they go and do all the magical posts. And
Mm-hmm.
then now you come back around and go, okay, I did the post. Now what? Now you're coming back to me. Okay, let's talk about
Right.
engagement and sales.
Yeah. Yeah, but selling it. Yes. We
Now you
got you
got
the
to sell it.
visibility. We built your audience. The clients are now attracted to you. They're in your DMs. They are excited about what you have. Now they're on the phone with you. Now you got to close them.
Right, exactly. But let's talk about some real numbers when
Yep.
you're working with an actual coach.
Yes.
All right. So, how long did it take for you to get to working with me in a
Mm-hmm.
recent project? How
Mm-hmm.
long did it take you to get to $10,000 a month? Are we at 10? $10,000 MRR. I had to count the numbers.
Yeah.
10,000 a month MRR.
I want to say like 3 weeks.
3
It
weeks.
probably was like, yeah, definitely no more than a month. So yeah, like 3 weeks. Yeah, probably about 3 weeks. Definitely not longer than a month for sure.
Right. But what did you have in place already? Because
We
I
had,
hear
well,
people all the time talk about, oh, I can get you, but
you were right. You're right. You got to have that foundation, right? So one, I had expertise. I knew who my client was. I knew why they came to me. I knew what my secret sauce was. I had a methodology. So I could be able to, when a client comes to me, I can look through my bot methodology, see where they are, and then be able to bring them in. So we had that framework, we had the foundation, but more importantly, I knew what my secret sauce was in terms of expertise and why my clients came to me.
absolutely. Once that was in place, then after that, creating, and everybody always talks about they want to create, 6-figure years.
Mm-hmm.
But what they really don't understand, it's not about client chasing. It's really about creating MRR, cash flow.
Yeah, absolutely. It just builds it builds upon.
Right. And what's great about it is that when we sit down and we look at, these newest projects, I think we looked at the numbers the other day, and a realistic number is between 1.5 and $1.8 million a year.
Yeah.
First year project.
Yeah. And I also want to say, sometimes people think it's hard, right? Like you got to put in work. Like it's not a magic wand. You have to put in work, but it's not where it's grueling. It's not that it's something that we aren't enjoying doing. It's something that is really fun and coming easy to us. And it's in our wheelhouses, in our expertise.
And that's important. And this is the one thing that I know I only have 5 minutes because then I got to go teach a masterclass.
Right.
Speaking of talking about getting in your zone of genius, here's the thing. It is fun because we are working in, your zone of genius. And when we put numbers down, they're real numbers. And
Mm-hmm.
what I love is when people are like, I'm going to get you to, making a 6-figure year. I'm like, year? Y'all don't like 6-figure months? I like 6-figure months. You don't like 6-figure
right. Yeah, I want a 6-figure contract. Like what?
Yeah, right. We talking about a 6-figure week at some point, right? But it is work. But here's the thing, and I tell this to people all the time. When you're working on something, not that you have to work hard, but when you're working on something and it's actually exhausting you,
Mm-hmm.
you can feel it in your shoulders, and it's it's
Yeah, like
drawing
right
you
here,
down.
right.
Yeah, you can feel it right there and it's drawing you down, you're probably doing the wrong work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because even though what Shanel is doing, what I'm doing, what our team is doing is hard, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. The one thing that I can tell you, we type every day in Texas, like this is so much fun. It's
Yeah,
hard, but it is
absolutely.
so much fun. And seeing such the impacts that we have with our clients is amazing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to really quickly introduce Bree. So Bree Bencourt, Bethencourt. I want to call it Bethencourt but it's Bethencourt. So Bree Bethencourt specifically works with attorneys who want to hang out their own shingle. Like they are like, listen, I'm tired of trying to make all my awesomeness fit in this box that's just not going to work anymore. I need to do things my way. I want my biggest complaint is that I got beach sand in my laptop. Right. So she literally helps these people who are attorneys go, how can I help you do that? And what I love is that, so let me tell you something about Fire Savvy. And she doesn't know this, by the way, at all. I'm about to tell her. So I just literally talked to a woman who helps people who, I love this. She's like, you know what they call a student, a C student who passes the bar? You know what they call them? An attorney. And so
Oh,
she's like, if you struggle to pass the bar, if you struggle like keep, having A grades and all this other stuff, but you know that you spent all this time and you want to be an
mm-hmm.
attorney, I got you covered. I can help people who struggle to take tests and all that other stuff
Mm-hmm.
pass the bar. Well, I'm actually sending people, she's actually going to be sending people to Bree because a lot of those people are like, and I don't necessarily want to be a traditional attorney either. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have some referrals for Bree now because that's how we work it in Fire Savvy.
Absolutely.
Do
And we
you?
know your businesses so well. We know your ideal client so well. We can literally send a text like, yo, like I got somebody that needs to be
Right,
working with you.
exactly. And that's why I'm able to sit here and go, oh, Bree's on. Let me let her know that I have a referral because that's
Mm-hmm.
what we do. We're literally sitting here and going, oh, I see an opportunity. I'm like, and when the lady's talking about, I'm like, do any of these people ever want to go straight up and be attorneys? Like, I mean, go and do their thing immediately. And she's like, girl, I got probably like 5 of them. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let me make that connection.
Right.
I have somebody for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is your coach doing that for you? like, are they creating that kind of community where it's that level of trust that everybody that refer has that level of integrity and badassery? Because if not,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
Right.
Right.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees. C's get degrees. Right. And so I really want you to recognize that this is one of the things that you can do. Anyway, I know I literally have 40 seconds.
40 seconds. Go for it.
Okay, so let me tell y'all a little bit about firesavvy.net. And I'm going to call this out and then I'll be like, but y'all going to be mad because we got like 3 spots. So we have a mastermind. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got 2 actually because I think somebody signed up.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we had somebody move, so I think we got 2. So firesavvy.net has a mastermind that is happening at the end of the month. It is not your grandma's mastermind, right? This is completely different. It is where you literally come in, you're almost in an incubator, and then we take what you want to do for that year, and we are building 25 millionaires for next year. How are we doing that? We have these quarterly meetings that you come to. They're in person. Yes, in person. You can wear a mask if you want to. We really don't care. But it's in person, and it is holding you accountable to those goals that you said you was going to hit every single solitary year, and you have not hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now's enough for that. Now it's time for you to actually hit those goals. So, what's up, Keith? I do what I can. All right. So, if you are interested,
the goals, the revenue targets. Let's make that super clear.
Yeah, revenue targets. Like we're looking at your revenue targets. What you want to do with your money and how you want to impact the world after that is all on you. But this is what we do. Anyway, that's what we have going on. If you're interested, all you got to do is slide into my DMs, slide into Shanel's DMs, slide into Patrice's DMs. She's right there on the thing. Go to Fire Savvy. Go to firesavvy.net if you want more information. I swear to you, we did not put all the stuff that you could possibly get on that website.
No.
But
have a conversation with us.
Have a conversation.
Yeah,
don't just go and pay, because if you go and pay and then I'll be like,
sorry,
you can't get in. That will happen. All right. So just saying. And that is Patrice Garrison. So if you can talk to me, Shanel, or Patrice Garrison, feel free. And by the way, anybody that you saw us list, you ain't got to ask us if you could ask them what we're about. Go
Yep.
ask them.
Yeah, we proud of the social proof.
Listen, they ain't gonna lie. They will tell you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. None of my people are gonna lie for me. They're gonna be like, she's gonna snatch the hell out of your edges. I mean, you're gonna be tight. You're gonna be tight. Shanel gonna hug you and say it's okay. And then when you cry,
give you a nice glass of wine and a snack.
Right. Yeah, Shanel give you a glass of wine. I'm gonna snatch your edges.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you eat.
And then Doug gonna come in and he's like, but it's okay.
I know that was rough.
I know that was rough. But you're a stronger person. Look, you're stronger now.
Right.
I love him. He's my little excommunicated Mormon. Anyway, just pissed off all the Mormons. Anyway, I love y'all. I actually got to jump because I'm 2 minutes late for my very own masterclass, and I know I'm going to hear something. All right.
See you, Tanya. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes. See y'all later. Bye.
All right, bye.